guys, and welcome back. It's been a little while since I got to upload a video. My kids were sick, and you know how life is. Anytime you try to plan something, one of your kids always gets sick, so it kind of takes some of your time away from you. So didn't really have time to video anything last week, especially with Lily coughing like Typhoid Mary, so it was tough. What I thought I would talk about today is the biggest weight loss mistakes that I see. You know, it's the beginning of the new year, and everybody's gung-ho, you know, the gyms are full, and everybody's, you know, bought their new workout gear, and they're going to lose, you know, they're going to get in shape, they're going to get fit, and, you know, it just breaks my heart to see so many people give up by Valentine's Day. They're done. And, you know, so what I wanted to do is, first of all, encourage you and kind of give you some ideas and just to, you know, kind of touch base with you guys and just share with you what I've seen are the biggest mistakes, and hopefully you can avoid those, and then you'll start seeing those results that you're wanting. Number one, you do too much too soon. You throw all your eggs in the basket. What I see mostly is I'll see people, they're going to go to the gym, or, you know, being that I teach Zumba, I'll see them, you'll come to class, every class. I mean, if the doors is open, you're there. First of all, a lot of what happens, you get injured because, number one, you ain't worked out and, you know, probably since the last resolution. So if you haven't worked out, or you've not been, you know, consistently exercising, and all of a sudden you're working out, you know, 5 days a week, guess what? You're probably going to get hurt. And now it's all right to get sore, and a lot of people don't like to feel sore, but you have to actually feel a little sore to know that you are getting a workout. So that's okay, but I always say, look, if you're going to start an exercise program, or you're going to start a diet, or whatever, start eating healthy, if you do it all at one time, it just becomes overwhelming, and eventually you just, I mean, and pretty soon, within 2 to 3 weeks, you're done. Because you can't maintain something that's not, it's not anything that you can, you know, make your part of your lifestyle, because it's absolutely miserable. If you're starving yourself and you're drinking nothing but water, and you're eating lettuce leaves and carrots, and then, you know, you're working out 5 days a week, and you get on the scales and nothing's happened, and you say, well, what was I doing all that for? So I suggest starting out slow. I think you should maybe exercise that first week, you know, maybe 2 to 3 times that first couple of weeks. Don't kill yourself trying to do it all in 1 week. It took a while to get that weight on there. It's going to take a while to get it off. Don't go into any crash diet mode. That's not going to work either. You have to just kind of gradually jump in, you know, just gradually kind of move into that healthy eating, you know, cut out some of that soda, cut out some of that sugar. Those things, I mean, you know what you shouldn't do and what you should do. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I don't suggest these crazy, like, cabbage soup diets, or, you know, all this crazy stuff that everybody, you know, lots of times tries to do, or they try to take some pill, you know, that's going to magically help you lose weight. It's simple. You burn more than you eat. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. So you need to make sure that you don't burn yourself out real quick. So, you know, gradually ease into it. Start off 2 to 3 days. The next week, add another day. And eventually, I'd like to see, you know, people try to work out at least 5 days a week. And when I say workout, I don't mean going and walking a couple of miles. That's not working out. That's an activity. A lot of people are, unless you can't physically do anymore because maybe some health issue or what have you, you need to be dripping wet with sweat, heart, you know, in that range that's above, you know, and you can look that up, what your heart range should be, but you need to really get a workout. Okay, number 2 is that whole trying to starve yourself. You can't starve yourself. I mean, because you're going to stick with it? No, you're going to get hungry. And willpower alone is not going to help you lose weight. You have to, number one, find things that you actually look forward to eating. You know whether it's something, if it's something you're not going to enjoy and look forward to eating, you're not going to eat it. So when you start reducing your calories and cutting out, like soda, we all have that. I mean, I would love to say I don't drink it, but I have a Coke Zero every morning. And you know what? I like it. Now, should you drink it for your only beverage? No. But if you can cut it down to just one a day, and the rest you're drinking water and or drinking, your unsweetened teas or whatever you should be drinking, look, then when you have that one glass that you're not, you don't feel like you're missing something. So then you don't go crazy off the wagon, and then then it looks like you're a freshman in college or something with your Diet Sundrop or whatever. So find what you like to eat. Start looking for recipes and things, and just find things that you like to eat, and try to keep your calories 1,400 to 1,200 calories. I mean, it's simple as that. Number 3, negative talking. Do not beat yourself up. Sometimes, look, somebody's going to have a cupcake and you're going to want to eat a cupcake. Eat you a cupcake. But don't eat a cupcake every day. Don't, just if you know that you made a bad choice, put in an extra 15 minutes of working out, or an extra day, or, just try to balance it. If you know that you didn't do so well at lunch, then maybe you need to, go sweat it out for an extra 20 minutes. Look on Pinterest. Look for a quick at-home workout. Something that you know that, hey, I didn't do so good, but I'm going to do something to kind of burn some of that excess off. So if you get in that mindset, then you don't beat yourself up so bad. And because you can, just ruin your day. You can, maybe at lunch you may have too much bread or something, and then you're like, well, I already screwed it up at lunch. I think I'll just go whole hog, and tonight at supper I'll have, I'm not going to care what I eat. So I would don't put those negative thoughts in, because you start believing them. So don't beat yourself up. Tomorrow's another day. The next meal's another meal. You can do better. When you mess up, you just do better next time. So don't think that it's, you're done. Don't just throw in the towel because of one meal or one day or one weekend. Get back on that horse and ride, girl. All right, number 4, unrealistic expectations. It took a while. I'm sorry, I sound like a frog. But anyway, it took a while to put the weight on. It's going to take a while to get the weight off. Look, I know some days we have days where we feel like we are looking good. We feel like, oh, we have lost something. And some days we wake up and we feel like a can of busted biscuits. I don't know why. I think we're all like that, but don't think that you're going to work out for 2 weeks and you're going to go down a size. I mean, it takes a while to get there. It takes a while for your metabolism to kick in. It takes a while for all that adjustment and to make it a habit. And once you've made it a habit, then you'll start seeing the results. So know that it took time to get there. It's going to take time to get it off. Give it a good 6 weeks, and then you'll start seeing it. And most of the time, other people see it before you ever see it. So you might lose inches before you lose pounds. Everybody's different, but you'll get there. But just know that it takes a little while. And number 5, I would say not working out hard enough. I'll see people that think they are killing it. No, not so much. If you're going to work out, you need to go at a high intensity. And if your joints or you have certain things that prevent you, if your knees hurt, girl, you work those arms like you're catching money. I mean, work it. Do whatever you do. If you can talk to your neighbor, you ain't working out hard enough. You need to work at that intensity. Most of the time, I see people they'll be logging their fitness, catalogs or whatever when they're doing like maybe MyFitnessPal or whatever. And you can burn 1,000 calories in Zumba, but you have to work to burn 1,000 calories in Zumba. Just because you walked in and paid, the admission and listened to the music and rocked it a couple of times, don't mean you burn 1,000 calories. When you leave a class, your hair should look like you took a shower. That tells you that you've been burning some calories. So be realistic with what you're really burning. And I suggest, look, if you're at home, film yourself. If and I'm primarily talking about Zumba because that's what I do. But I've been in the gym too, and I'll see people go over there and pick up some free weights, and they'll do a bicep curl, and then they'll do a overhead press, and whew, you ain't doing nothing. So why waste your time? Give it 100%, okay? And film yourself. If you know one of our Zumba dances, film yourself at the house doing it, and then watch it. Then you'll see, I look like I'm in slow motion. I've done it myself, making things to put on YouTube. I thought I was killing it. And then I look at it and I'm like, ooh, I look like I was in slow motion. So when you're dancing, go at it like you're really trying to impress somebody. And I guess the last thing that I want you to understand is when you start making excuses. Whatever's important to you, your behavior will show it. If you start making excuses for not being able to eat properly or work out, it's because it's not that important to you. When it's important to you, your behavior will reflect that. If you want to get fit, if you want to have a healthy diet, then your behavior will show that. Okay, so if you're coming to class or going to the gym twice a week, that's telling me that unless you're doing it at the house, which I doubt most do, it's not important to you. So don't complain about you're not seeing results. Don't complain about, I don't know where this 10 pounds came. It's because you haven't made the decision to make it an important part of your life. I always say there's some things that just don't taste as good as being thinner. And not that being thin is the best thing in the world, but because you can be, you can be a skinny fat too. You can be a bone and look like a meat sack. But I think you girls know what I'm talking about. Now granted, some days I do think chocolate can beat how skinny feels. But for the most part, if you get on those jeans and they're baggy or they're falling off your hips, man, that feels good. That feels really good because it shows how hard you've worked. And it shows that it's paying off and that you can do it. And that's a great feeling. And I want everybody to feel how hard they work. And so quit making excuses. Get real because there's power in that. When you get real with what the problem is, there's power in that. So that means you want to change it. And if you don't want to change it, most of the time people make excuses. So stay away from that. And the last thing I just want you to go away with is to remember that you are awesome. That doesn't matter what the scale says. You are awesome. You're unique. God made you just the way He wanted you to be. And, it's up to you. You can work things and change some things about yourself, but you're awesome, and don't forget that, and don't let anyone tell you any different, because we all are unique, we all are special, and there's something special about each of us, and you just figure out what you're good at, and so don't let anyone tell you anything any different. So anyway, I hope everyone has a good weekend. Hopefully next week I'll get to upload something, and I'm not sure what exactly I'll be talking about. But I hope that I've, maybe encouraged you or help you kind of stay away from some of those things that I see people do. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.